Joining us right now is Walter Isaacson. He's a Perella Weinberg advisory partner. He's Tulane University professor and a CNBC contributor. And Walter, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning, Becky.
Let's talk a little bit about this. Maybe we start with the article yesterday from the New Yorker that Ronan Farrow put out. It was long. There was a lot in it. What did you think?
Well, first of all, they're usually when you have a big disputes like you have between OpenAI and Elon Musk, Sam Altman and Elon Musk, and for that matter, Anthropic, you say, well, it's just emotional. Maybe it's just a personal dispute. Or you say there's a deep substantive dispute here. What the article showed is they're both. This is a deeply personal thing, but especially between Elon Musk and Sam Altman. But it also has a deep substance to it, which is how open should it be, but also what guardrails, what safety should there be, and who do you trust to control AI? There's a real tragedy of the commons here, or a prisoner's dilemma, where any company that really pushes safety may fall behind.
Yeah, there's so much there, Walter. You obviously know Elon Musk well, being his biographer. How key do you think this was to him, the idea that OpenAI went to a for-profit, or is trying to switch to a for-profit from a nonprofit, that he helped fund, thinking it was going to be a nonprofit?
In the book I wrote, there's a wonderful scenes of Elon Musk and Sam Altman meeting early on, deciding to start OpenAI because they're afraid that AI could be dominated, say, by Google, and they wanted an AI that was open and that had open, source, but was also a nonprofit. And Sam Altman changed that structure. And Elon Musk, when he gets angry, he can get really angry. And I just watched his face as he went into what we sometimes call demon mode every time he talked about how he felt betrayed by Sam Altman.
So this is deeply personal and deeply structural, as you just said, and it's not going to go away anytime soon or nicely. This is not one that's going to get settled outside of the courts.
Right, I don't think so, because I actually do think it's not something we can say, okay, it's a little bit of money here or there. Let's, let's divvy up the proceeds and then go home.
So what happens next? You've been watching this entire OpenAI, or this entire AI, I don't know if it's a battle or if it's just progress that's being made. Do you have concerns about the safety levels?
I definitely have concerns, as does everybody who works in the AI industry. And as I said, the question is, if you have some concerns, do you, and you can look at the article about Sam Altman, do you have a safety team? Do you empower them? And in the end, OpenAI reduces some of the safety team's authority. Why do you do that? Well, you look at Anthropic. Anthropic had put safety guardrails on its system before it allowed the Pentagon to license it. Then the Pentagon wanted to take off some of those safety guardrails. Anthropic said no. The Pentagon said, we're going to quit using Anthropic. And then immediately, Sam Altman and OpenAI step in and say, you can use our OpenAI, and we won't put similar guardrails on.
Right. You point out that anybody who has these safety guardrails risks falling behind, and I guess you're pointing to that very situation with Anthropic. In the article yesterday in the New Yorker, Sam Altman said something very interesting. He said, well, we're still doing safety operations, or at least safety parallel operations. What's the difference?
Well, they have a nonprofit foundation that's being created that is structuring themselves, and that will do a lot on safety. But it's not something where you can just flick an on and off switch and say, this is safety. It certainly depends on how you define it, and to be open-minded about it. Maybe one way you define safety is let the U.S. Pentagon, let the U.S. military define for itself how it wants to use it. You could probably, make that argument. I'm not sure from reading the article that was the argument that Sam Altman was making. I think it was partly personal and partly business. He just wanted to come in when Anthropic was losing its way with the Pentagon.
Yeah. Walter, do you think that the industry can self-regulate when it comes to AI, or is this something that the government can and should do? And if so, how successful do you think they'll be?
You're giving two options, and I'm not. Yeah. You're giving two options. I'm not sure either option works particularly well. We Americans always think that if there's a problem, then there's got to be a solution. Well, no, the industry's not going to be able to self-regulate well on whether or not you're going to stop certain uses of AI, because if you have multiple competing companies, some are going to try to do it. But should the U.S. Congress come in and try to do it? Should the government come in and try to do it? I don't think that works well either. So in some ways, you may have to just revert to the legal system, as we saw happen with Meta, which is if it does something very wrong, you can hold them accountable in lawsuits. But that's not a great system either. So there's no easy way out of this AI safety problem.